Hey, good morning or afternoon, wherever you might be. It's almost the end of the morning here in British Columbia. I thought I would do a quick update by a live. I was gonna put it in my stories, but they're only like 15 seconds and you know, I can't say what I have to say in 15 seconds. So I thought I would do a quick little update. It is actually a beautiful, beautiful day here, but it is -3 Celsius. I think all of my years working up in Alaska and the Yukon have paid off that I can actually handle it in just a sweater. But the sun's actually quite warm. So Wolf is home. I'll just show you the horses. So there's Wolf, he is home. There's Adira, she's wanting out, but it is actually Escudo's turn. Oops, there's Escudo. And there is Chip. Hello. So anyway, hi Escudo. He's trying to get in on the camera. So what we're doing here is I'm gonna let them out one at a time. And normally Chip and Escudo do go out together a lot, but Escudo has been having a little bit of pain in his lower back, and so his osteopath wants him to have, what do we call, like controlled turnout and controlled walking, and he just doesn't know how to control himself when he's playing with Chip. Thankfully, the arena is not frozen solid, so I can turn them out. One of the things we did last year is we expanded our field. Like we just had a tiny little patch of field when we moved in here, and it really wasn't enough as our herd grew. So we decided last year to expand it. I told my husband, you know, grass and lawn is wasted when we have horses. So we invested quite a bit of money fixing the drainage, putting rocks in, and literally almost quadrupling the size of field that we have. And then in October we planted grass seed. So that really needs to root, and my goal is eventually that on nice days like this I can put them out in the field. But because the grass hasn't fully rooted, the ground isn't solid enough yet, so it's a bit of a safety thing. And in the winter here too, because we're in a floodplain area, which is so common in the Vancouver area, that if you're flat, you're gonna potentially have floods. There's just days in the winter we can't use it because it's not safe. But that is my goal for next year, and it really killed me this year not to be able to put them out on beautiful days like today. But it's ultimately, we need to make a short-term sacrifice for long-term ground stability and safety. So that's why we're taking turns in the arena. Adira still hasn't been blended with the herd yet. I'll talk more about that when I do my Q&A live with her. But I'll show you when we do the field how we have it set up so that even if horses can't actually go out together because of behavioral issues or, you know, herd dynamics, that they can actually still be together with a fence and still be able to touch each other and stay safe. But for now, we're just kind of doing what we need to do to get through winter. Escudo is dying to get out, so I'm gonna let him out, and I will do our live. You trying to tell me something? So you can see he's not gonna be one for quiet turnout with his buddy. So I'm gonna let him out, and I'm actually freezing to death here. So I'm gonna go back inside, do a little bit of work on my business, and then as soon as I can get some structured quality time in the calendar to do our Q&A about Adira, I will let you all know. And like I said, if you have questions about her, go to the Q&A post in the community tab and put it there if you don't think you'll be able to make the live, because then I will take the question and I'll still address it that way so we can get your questions answered. I know there's like a lot of times a lot of questions and people don't know everything that goes on. It's hard to know from just a 60-second short or even like a 10-minute video. Sometimes it's hard, right? Because you don't know everything that's happening. So I'm happy to answer any questions as long as they're, you know, they're respectful questions. Today I had on one of my shorts when we brought Escudo back, somebody just went off and said, you know, made some comment that they live in dog cages, right? And that's not a genuine, respectful question. I understand it might have looked like they didn't have a great turnout area, and that's a fair question, and I'm happy to answer those, but if people are going to be disrespectful, I won't deal with that. if there's that, and I'm sure you can understand. But anyway, there they are. So we're going to let Escudo out. You want to watch him go? Let me do this. He's about the only horse that I can feel safe enough to open a gate and let him go while I'm operating a camera. There he goes. Oh, he needs a bath so bad. I curry combed that yellow patch out of him till I was sweating the other day and my arms were burning and crying, and look at that. It's right back on him. He needs water. I can't wait till it's warm enough that I can take a hose and just give him a light hose down every day. But that's the joy of gray horses, and we all know what side he sleeps on, obviously. Hi. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay, why don't you go do your thing? You gonna have a roll? Well, let's roll while everybody's still here. Why don't you have a roll? Hey? There you go. There he goes. It's not frozen solid, but it still doesn't seem like the most comfortable spot to roll, but he's gonna do it. Did that feel good, buddy? Oh, he's gonna go talk to the dogs across the way. All right. Well, I am honestly frozen to my core. My fingers are like little popsicles. So I'm gonna go in and yeah, like I said, as soon as I can reschedule that live, I'll do it. If you have questions, put it on that thread, and I will do a separate Q&A about each horse. So if you have questions about the other ones, don't worry, it's coming, and we'll do other Q&As as time goes on. What do you give as treats for obese horses? Well, I can answer that right now. Because I train with food, I'm very judicious about treats because I don't want them to have too much sugar or too much extra calories. And also I don't want to make them anxious about getting a treat or pushy. So when I work with them, I'm just giving them hay pellets or Timothy alfalfa pellets. Because that is not a much higher value than their food. It's really just to let them know they got it right. When I treat them, I do sometimes give apples or carrots, but I had a pony that had Cushing, so he couldn't have any of that. So I would just give him little bits of celery. Not a lot, just a couple bites. And he liked that. And it was just different for him than getting hay or cucumber. So that was one thing. So I can talk more about that in detail on my live, but I have to go inside right now. I'm frozen to the bone. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. I never know how to turn this thing off. Oh, there it is. Okay.